My name is Arnold Roth. I'm the father of Malka Chana Roth, who was murdered in the massacre that took place in the Sbarro pizzeria in Jerusalem on August the 9th, 2001. I was running a drug development company here in Jerusalem. I was the chief executive, and at 2 o'clock I got back to my desk, having had lunch with some colleagues, and my wife was on the phone. She was screaming into the phone. She said, "There's been a pigua in the center of town and I can't reach the children." I'm thinking that at about 3, having been unable to reach Malki in any way, we didn't know the outcome for ourselves, for Malki, until 12 hours later. In between, we went through what you can only imagine a family would go through. We weren't able to find Malki anywhere. I went to one of the major hospitals, and we thought that she might be there. She wasn't. 2 o'clock in the morning, our sons who went there with the social worker phoned home, and I took the call, and it was very bad news. They found their sister, and that was... In the first few months, I met my daughter Malki on the path outside our apartment several times. At least in my mind, I saw her, because very often when I would come home from work, that was when she was coming home from school or from her youth group, and we would meet in the lovely pathway outside our home, which had lots of trees and flowers. "Malki, you're a precious person. Somebody took your life, and we'll never be the same without you." Malki was very friendly. She had a lot of friends. She was involved with friends all the time. She loved being a youth leader. Even though she was only 15, she had her own group of girls in a city outside of Jerusalem where she spent every Tuesday afternoon and every Shabbat. Music was a very big part of her life. She was a talented flautist. She was in the Jerusalem Youth Orchestra. Going to her concerts, even just the end of year recital at her music school, was fabulous. It moved us, I would say, both of us, my wife and I, but certainly me, to tears. But more than anything else, the way I remember her is the way in which she embraced having a sister who was extremely disabled, and still is. Our youngest child lives with us. She's extremely disabled, has no communication with the world. She's blind, has very serious brain damage. Malki adored her. And the best way for me to convey that is that Malki, who'd never had a conversation with her little sister, but loved her, would pick her up in her arms at the end of the day. I think if I had the opportunity to say something that Malki might say if she were here and 37 years old, which is what she would be today, I think she would say, one of the most precious things that any of us can do is to help children with disabilities and the families who love them and are looking after them. Malki was all about that, all about helping people to understand how much power they have in their hands, even when there's nobody there to say thank you. During the 7 days of mourning, the Jewish traditional period in which the family is surrounded by friends, we gathered, my children and I, and decided that we wanted to memorialize her life. And the decision was, let's help other people in the same way that Malki helped her sister. And so we help families, like my own family, who make the decision to keep a very disabled child at home. We have helped between 3,000 and 4,000 families. We've provided about 70,000 therapy sessions at our expense, at the expense of the money that we've raised from generous supporters. And we've provided facilities to families who are looking after a child with special needs at home, being able to do these things and to be able to say to people, this is being done in the name of a wonderful girl. That's something that makes us very proud, and it also does a lot of good in the community. It's called the Malki Foundation, and everything that it does is done to honor Malki's memory.